Guess what time it is, guys? It is Friday. That means it is almost 5 o'clock. It is drinky, 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 drinky. Anyway, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the wrong video. This is a Saw video. I'm just trying to get buzz for you guys. Alright. It's a Saw joke, right? Ha ha. I got the dad jokes, but I don't have the kids. At least not that I know of. Thank God. Hopefully not. I got four-wheel kids. You know, I got the Army truck, the Suburban, the fucking Challenger, the Ram that needs front brakes. The whole brake rotors are warped on it. The Suburban's having fucking electrical issues. Turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off while I'm driving, which is great. I turn the headlights on, it stalls out. I turn the headlights off, it starts up again. Oh, this is interesting, but it's dark out. I need my headlights. Turn my wipers on, it stalls out. Turn my wipers off, it starts back up again. What the fuck's going on here? Next day, go to experiment with it, try to trip it again, to take a video of it to show my mechanic, and it does nothing for 40 fucking miles. Just drives like it should. I'm like, you're afraid. You're like a dog knowing you're going to the vet. That's what you are. You're going to go to the vet every fucking day. Anyway, guys, this is our last Saw that we have on our video, and this is the whopping $249 Makita. Makita to me sounds like a little Chihuahua, right? Well, Makita, what I've always heard from people is that these things, not just chainsaws, but anything from Makita, you buy it, you never have to buy another one again. Now, we went from the cheapest chainsaw to the most expensive one that I felt like buying. And the only reason why I went for Makita is I have a friend of mine who works on his car sometimes, and I think he has all Makita tools, if I'm not mistaken. And he swears by Makita, because I remember he had like a light blue drill when him and I were hanging out one day screwing shit together. We were screwing things, not each other. I know it felt like it sometimes. Well, this one is the most powerful chainsaw I have bought. I don't know if you guys can see it. It is over here. It says 14.5 amps provide powerful cuts. Tool, less chain tension, and reliable startups and constant output. I find reliable startups really funny for an electric chainsaw. When I first read that, I double-checked it because I was like, I don't mind buying a gas chainsaw, but when I'm inside that woodshed with the doors closed, man, I don't need to get high, alright? I don't need to turn into like Willie Nelson out here. I'll start making videos and posting on YouTube, and then, you know, 3 hours later, I'm like deleting them when I realize I did what I did. Or it's like the next day, you know, I get all these notifications. And this guy's like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. And I'm like, holy shit. So, alright, let's unbox this bitch. What the hell, man? I just went out, I can't even figure this out over here, man. The unboxing video is me trying to figure out how to uncut the fucking tape here. What in the tarnation is going on in here? What the fuck? I'm gonna like slice my neck trying to open this fucking box. There we go. No wonder why I have so much money. Skilled professionals that can only open it. You know what's kind of funny is I went from so many different chainsaws to now this one where I got to assemble it. It's really funny. I don't know why I'm wearing gloves. Oh, I'm wearing gloves because I was dicking around with some wood. I went out got some firewood. I was talking to this guy. Here we go. Here's an interesting one. Here's Oregon, right? So Oregon I've dealt with before. I don't remember if I bought blades from them before, but I usually use oil from them. But nevertheless, here's our fancy Makita. Sounds Makita. Ooh, so fancy. Alright. Ooh, this bitch has got some weight on it. It's a heavy chainsaw, man. I thought Max Lander was heavy. This thing is actually heavier than Max Lander. I never would have thought that. Alright, so we have some access screw here. Don't know what that is. We do have the safety here. That pushes in nice. Hold my hand here. That's not bad, not bad. It's got like a little gun holster. This thing probably unscrews and you do some goobly gawk in it. Alright. I don't know what the hell is this thing on the back of it. It's some type of clip thing, gob. That's for, but Probably get rid of that one day. This thing's got, looks like it's got forward drive and reverse. Whoop, thing, I think I just broke something. I don't know what that was for. Oh, it's got a chain brake on it. Alright, so I just engaged the chain brake. And I just pull the trigger back. That's kind of interesting. I guess it's the, because it's got more power, you gotta stop the chain from chewing your leg up. God forbid. Got the oil fill right here, which I kind of think is in a weird spot. I would have liked the oil fill back here, just because it's not there. It is smaller. It's definitely got more weight on it. I kind of wish they actually had the blade, you know, assembled to it, because now I gotta, you know, do some strange freaking witchcraft here to untangle my chain, which, you know, I love so much doing. Okay. Oh, wait, we might have it on the first try. Oh, it's a little tight here. Oh, wait, we got it. All right. Whew. That was scary. All right, so now I'm going to do like most people do. I'm going to install the chain backwards on the on this doohickey thing that everybody doesn't know what it's called anymore. The mast, the shaft, the cast, the camber, the... Somebody, please, I'm having a stroke here. The bar, yeah, places that everybody likes to go on a Friday. The bar, jeez. I was having a stroke there, man. I was at the point I was ready to run for president. I didn't know what I was trying to say. All right. Ooh, this thing's got some... This thing's a little sharp. Whoa! Almost sliced my hand off there. I'm scared if it was plugged in. All right. It is on there. I am not lying how sharp these are. They're this might be real fun, man. This is whew, it's got some sharpness to it. I'm trying to just tighten it without slicing my hand open here. This is gonna go from a review video to a horror movie here. Chainsaw Massacre. Alright, you stay there. Okay, so without reading the instructions and doing the right thing, we're gonna try to figure this out from scratch so that you guys can figure out how not to do certain things. Okay, so it's got some instructions on it that don't really make any sense. One of them looks like you do that. No, that didn't really do anything. It looks like there's a dilly bob that you turn. Oh, there we go. Woo, something pops up. Okay, does that spin? Whoa, it does spin. Alright, don't let go of that. I'm thinking you spin this whirly bob here. It's probably how you tighten your chain. How you take the cover off. Yep, that loosens the cover. Okay. Wow, they put a lot of washers on this thing. You know, somebody really had to, I guess, great measurements. You know, when they put a lot of washers on it, it's kind of like the guys who buy really big tires and they stick them on the front of their trucks, and then they realize they lost all their steering radius, so they put a bunch of wheel spacers on, and they act really cool, and then they squat their truck down, and it looks like shit, and they drive like assholes on the highway. They hit one pothole, and the whole front end of their truck wobbles. Man, I saw one today. That thing was funny as hell. You know that thing was two-wheel drive too, because the front drive shaft was missing. But I know that guy would be screaming right now, "It's not two-wheel drive, it's four-wheel drive." Yeah, well, where's your front drive shaft? What? Alright, so now we got that in there. That's good. Okay, yeah, had to get down to 7,000 washers to get to where I needed. Making sure also my blade, my nice sharp blade that might cut my finger open right now, is facing the front, which is good. And there's also a little arrow that is on it. That or I'm having a stroke, but I think it's an arrow. Looks like an arrow. It might be an arrow. Okay, so let's see. How are we sticking this thing back on here? Ooh, this is interesting. I see they got used hot glue or something inside of it already, so that's good. And nothing lines up with what I'm looking at here. So now I got this little thing. You know, there's a little dial back here. I gotta slide the dial back so I can get the little plunger in the hole. Oh, there we go, it's in. Okay, nice. Now we're going to spin the little whirly bob on top until it gets tight, which it just did right away for no reason. Okay, there we go. Now we're cross-threading things. Getting better at it now. I want to make sure my bar's not floppy, you know, nothing worse than a floppy bar. Alright, so cool, that's really interesting. Ow, Jesus Christus, almost sliced my hand open. You saw that? So this thing here, you push down and it flips up, and then you can spin your dilly thing. You do that and it kind of goes into there, and then this is how you tighten and loosen it. This is a flip of the thumb. I like that. So if I push it forward, I could tighten it, I think. I don't know, it's getting tight and it's not going anywhere. Maybe I got to spin the dilly bob. Maybe I made this too tight. Loosen this down. Alright, yep, that was it. Don't spin your dilly bob too tight, because then you can't tighten your chain. Geez, this really gets hard on the fingers. My phalanges are starting to hurt just trying to spin this thing. Oh, this is interesting. Ow. Man, I'm getting dents in my finger just trying to spin it. Alright, that's a good tightness. I don't want it too tight. Get it too tight, can't get in it. I'm going to tighten down my whirly bob here. And slip this into there, and I think that looks pretty good. I got a nice amount of tension on there, and my teeth are still inside. I like it that way. Probably not the right way that you do it, but that's the way I do it. So I always believe that I do things the right way, and everybody does it the wrong way, because that's just the way to think, right? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Trying to get as many insults in a short amount of time before somebody calls me here, which I might have just jinxed myself. And if somebody does, I'm not going to restart the video. I'm just going to go to the bar and join the rest of you guys and explain to everybody at the bar what the chainsaw was like. That is oily. Now let's see, everybody likes to use a funnel, but I don't like using a funnel. I like to die like real men, so we're going to move that to the side. We're just going to carefully tilt this in here. Got our STP, I forgot what STP, I think it was scientifically totally prosecuted, I don't know. I think it was scientific something, somebody's going to scream it out, it's this! I watched it, I watched the video on it, what STP stands for. I don't know how to fill this right, you know, it's kind of weird, you know, I'm like, whoop. This is going to get real messy. Oh, this stuff's coming out like hot molasses, the cold molasses here. I'm trying to pour it carefully. It's a little difficult because it's kind of strange. You know, they should have put the fill cap like everybody else does on top. It kind of makes it idiot-proof so you don't have this situation. This is getting a little sketchy. I think that's probably full. I can't really tell, because we fill it from the side, unlike the rest of the world. Whoop, that doesn't go there. That goes on top of that. Yep. All right. Now we try to get her loosey-goosey back in the hole here without getting oil all over my fingers. I'm going to spin this dilly bob this way. Okay, so now we have oil inside our saw. I am so excited. Well, it's got the metal teeth on it here that grabs into the wood, which is nice. It's got the sharp blades that'll slice your fingers off. But at least it's got the safety stop, but I guess by the time you hit this, it's already too late. But we're going to find out. I'm not going to hit it because I don't really want to hit it, because I don't know if it's going to be like that fancy chainsaw or a table saw where that guy stuck his finger. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a table saw that would commit suicide. It was, he had like a sensor on it that if you got your finger too close to the blade would like just detonate inside of the table saw. And he did it with a hot dog, and he got like a little nick or like a paper cut on it. And then I think eventually he did use his finger. Guy had balls, man. He had balls. He had balls. I would have never done that, even if it was something that I made. I was like, I trust my design. I don't trust my ideas. So anyway, guys, with that fabulous note, we're done for today's video. I'm just kidding. We got to go inside and cut a pallet. Well, didn't want that to fall off. That'd be a real freaking upsetting afternoon. Oh, so it doesn't work. It fell off the back end of the truck, hit the ground, and imploded. Alright, it's a longer video than I wanted, but you know what? It is Friday, so what are we doing? So we got our pallet set up like we normally do. We're putting on our handy-dandy glovers. This is a nice thick boy. Great. Alright. I am curious and scared of this. Oh man, this thing is definitely the heaviest chainsaw I have bought. Not only is it the most expensive chainsaw that I bought, and I can't get it in the holes here, put some hair around it, is this thing's got a lot of weight to it. It's really heavy. So we're going to find out. Does it start? Ooh, and it's got a speed control too. So if I don't, the other ones, you just pull the trigger and that's it. But if I slowly squeeze it, wow, that sounds intimidating. So let's get to doing something dangerous. All right, you guys see that? Not really. I'm gonna do it anyway, and then we'll go down the line. You'll see better. Wow, that is impressive. Well, pulls out really nice, I'll tell you that much. Very fast, definitely got a lot of weight on it, but that weight is definitely helping me with the cutting. I like the quick stopping of it, you know, when I release off the trigger, it stops right away. But yeah, that sucker's got some weight on it. It gets heavy after a while. It definitely gets heavy. You know, it's definitely a heavy chainsaw. Especially, it's the heaviest out of all of them, and it's the most powerful one. That was definitely probably one of the most painiest type of pallets to cut. These pallets are a little tough to cut because like, there's different varieties of them. So I call these the 4-tier. Why is it 4 tiers? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 beams on it. I call it 4-tier pallets. 4-tier pallets usually have a tendency to have a little bit more of an in-between. They have not only they have like an extra layering, but they're a little bit more of like, I guess you want to call them a heavy-duty pallet. What makes them a little bit more of a pain in the ass is that they're hard to get them to line up on the beams in here. And there's a shorter distance between each beam than there is on the other ones. Not that it's a big deal, but it can at times get a little when you're trying to cut it because it's just moving around a lot on you. But it did good. It held up really good for it. So hearing like weird noises behind me. Raindrops are falling on my head. Okay, so got a couple more things to cut on here. We're gonna do a little free cutting here and there. Get rid of this. Shift it over. Alright, put that there. Cut that, so that's free. And then that leaves me these to free cut. And then we'll hit it from there. Right? Yeah, why not? Okay, here we go. A little tough with that, a little weird angle. Okay, what I want to see is the looseness of it. And it's getting a little loose. We're not fully through, so I'm going to see if I can crank it just a little bit. Definitely looks like it's something that if you want to tighten it, you're going to have to loosen that a little bit. Because I guess it's like kind of in the way of it or something. So I definitely got to tighten it. Alright. Lock this back down. Alright. Put that into there. Alright, we're going to transition down below. So we can see how this thing does on a nice little food gut setup. Wire. Stay up there. Away from me, I say. Oh man, we're running out of time here. I'm gonna do this shit quick. Alright. Let's do our little free cut, see how it sits. Heavier saw, faster. Let's see what happens here. Not bad, but there's a lot of bucking. There's a lot of... It's bouncing on the wood. But like I've said before, that could always be due to the blade. That time it cut a little better. Was it the blade? Was it the angle? My brain. Extension cord is not wrapping around the wood. It's fucking great. Pressure on it, I actually made it better. Okay, how are we looking with this so far? Back to the pickle truck. Well, it's not, there's no weird smells coming out of it, like the saw from yesterday. Constantly have to tighten it. While using it, it's leaking oil out of the fill cap. Going down, so that's could be just, you know, maybe I didn't hit it the right way when I screwed it on, so it's leaking out of there. Seems like I got to keep tightening it, you know. It's not that big of a deal. Definitely cuts faster. A better blade on it would be a lot smoother. So let's do the little round down, and then that's it, so everybody can run off to the bar. Whew. Let's see, the overall weight of this thing, it's got a lot of weight on it. It's not something for somebody who, you know, can't lift a lot or can't lift at all. If you're looking for a saw that's light and comfortable to use, this is definitely not it. If you're looking for something that's got a lot of power and you're probably looking to cut like trees versus pallets, I would say this probably would really perform good cutting like a nice tree branch. Just because it has the power behind it to just go all the way through. Versus having a lower amperage saw like I've dealt with in my past, trying to cut like big tree branches and stuff. The lower the amps, man, it doesn't have the balls to do it. It just kind of like bogs down halfway through, and then the saw eventually burns out pretty quick because of that. For cutting pallets, it's not bad. It's fast. Different blade would help. It's just heavy, a little awkward trying to move it around. You know, it's definitely got the power and speed behind it. The weight on it, I would give it like a 2, just because it's a lot heavier. And if you're doing a lot of bent over work with it and stuff, it's, you know, your back and your shoulders are going to start getting it. For the blade on it, I'd give it like a 7. The blade cuts, but a little bit better blade would be, you know, much better. Doesn't smell, doesn't smoke. Assembly of it was easy. The chain tension staying tight throughout the whole ordeal, it didn't, obviously. So I'd give that like a 4. You know, you got to tighten it and stuff, and if you're not paying attention, that's when they pop off, and then it's a whole big other fiasco. It's not a fiasco, but it's just a pain in the ass, because then you got to stop. I mean, now it's like 10 minutes you're jerking around with it, especially if the chain gets tangled, and then it's a whole nightmare. so that it's not staying tight while cutting. And like, it's kind of hard to judge it because, I'm doing pallets, so pallets are a little bit, more tougher than, going through a tree limb. Tree limb, it's, you're just cutting one piece of wood there. The piece, it's spinning, and then it's not cutting through wood. Then it, bounces, goes out to the next piece and the next piece. It's got a slow startup on it, which is good, I guess. It takes a little bit to get up to speed before you want to go in. You got to let it spool up first, and then it goes in. I guess that's what I meant by reliable startups and constant output, which I did notice that once it got up to speed, it stayed at the speed. It didn't just like bog down and stuff. But obviously, if you're cutting some really heavy wet wood, anything's going to bog down. But this one will less likely bog down. Alright, so what is our final verdict on all the chainsaws that we tried out? And if I were to say which chainsaw that I would keep and which chainsaw I wouldn't keep, I've already told you the ones I don't want. This one, I'd probably return it. The reason why I would return this chainsaw is because I could buy a Craftsman for less than half the price and get a comfortable performance out of it. I could buy the Greenworks for a price that's like half or a quarter of the price of this and get comfortable performance out of it. The Greenworks was a 10.5 and it was comfortable. It was comfortable to use. The Craftsman, I love. This, I think it's overpriced for what it is, and they could have put a little bit better blade on it, to say the least. But I think it's a little too overpriced for what it actually is. It shouldn't be $240. It should be like, $80. So you're paying for a name brand more than you're really paying for the actual tool itself. So that's why it's going to be more money. But hey, we'll see. So I would say I wouldn't buy this. If this is something you want to buy, if you're cutting like really heavy duty trees, I'd say go for this one. If you're looking to do something pallet related, from what I dealt with so far, I would say the Craftsman and the Greenworks is the two options you should choose. And anyway, guys, that wraps up today's video. I am going to dislocate my thumb, clean up in there, and relax for the rest of my Friday, and that's it. So I hope this helped you guys out, trying to pick out what type of chainsaw. Is more money the best? Really depends on how you want things to do, how you want to use it, or what you're using it for. Maybe I should reword my words right in my head. If you're looking for something, you're cutting pallets or small tree limbs and stuff, I would say the Greenworks and the Craftsman is for you. And like I said, guys, that is it for today's video. Enjoy your Friday. Stay crazy, stay happy, stay healthy. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. And maybe I'll have some car videos instead of reviewing chainsaws. Because I know I got some stuff coming up, so. Yeah. Maybe we'll finally figure out what the hell's going on with the Suburban. Maybe finally get the Ram back so I can go get firewood from other places instead of just running the Army truck around. Later.